Hey guys, who would have ever thunk that the way to build a massive collection of A's cards is to give away a bunch of other cards, and then they would just start coming in the mail. This gigantic pile right here was inside the box that came from Brian Ziebart the other day, and I showed you the box, but I cut the video short and didn't actually look through the cards. What an awesome donation. This is a gigantic stack of A's cards, and rather than taking the time to read every single name, I'm going to flip through them while I talk about some other stuff. It's becoming apparent that hang on, because just the tone of my voice sounds kind of down, and this is not meant to be a downward tone video. It's just a video. I'm discovering that making videos and posting them on a regular regimen is an enormously time-consuming project. I just made a week worth of minute rips, and I think it took me about 2.5 hours to get all set up. These cards are from Brian Ziebart, by the way. A whole bunch of cards that I don't have in my collection, which is really awesome. And even if some of them are duplicates, they're in condition that I don't already have. Most of the cards of these older eras I got from things like Fairfield boxes and thrift stores, and a lot of times they're not in wonderful shape, and a lot of these are in wonderful shape. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The reason I wanted to mention that it becomes enormously time-consuming to make videos on a regular regimen and to do things like the breaks, where I might spend, in fact, I'm behind on that right now. You guys will probably find that a lot of YouTubers get behind on shipping things out. I'm not going to feel too bad about it because the things I need to ship out are free for you guys. So it's not like they were items that were paid for and I'm causing delays. Oh, there were a few that were not sleeved, and I sleeved them up, but I just found a few more that were not sleeved. I have a tendency to sleeve all of the cards that go in my PC. I have a tendency to sleeve all of the cards. I don't think I bought any opening day in 2020. So that's really, really awesome. I tend to sleeve all the cards that I receive as gifts, all the cards that I open out of packs, and all the cards that are going into my PC, and all the cards that I'm sending out to people. Post serial. Very, very cool. As we saw with the giant box that I bought the other day, I'm probably not going to be sleeving 3,000 base cards unless I'm sending them out to people. I think I'm going to put those into team bags. But anyway, what I was trying to get to with this video is that it becomes quite time-consuming to make the videos. I just spent a few hours making 11 days worth of minute rips. A couple of nights ago, I spent about 4 hours doing packages and sorting things out from breaks. Typically, when I'm sitting down to make a video, which is winding up the last few days of a month of minute rips and then making the team assignments video, that's an awesome Mike Fires card. Prism. Out of 99, 25 of 99. Very, very cool. That typically takes me about 5 hours to make the last few days of minute rips for a month, and then do the team assignments video in 2 different parts, which, you know, that 5-hour span includes sorting out all of the previous month's team cards. Oh, wow. These are cool. These are really, really cool. I only have like probably less than this, Philadelphia Athletics cards that were sent to me by somebody. Very, very cool set right here. So yeah, the last few days of minute rips, and then sorting all the cards out for that month, and then doing the team assignments video, and then doing the first few days of the following month takes me about 5 or 6 hours to do that. And I'm typically trying to do this at night on a Sunday night after I've worked a whole week. And the point that I'm trying to get to is that sometimes when I receive mail, I don't have an opportunity to immediately make a video with the mail. And a lot of times when I receive mail, it gets put into a spot. I usually open it. Sometimes if I am going to make an immediate video at the mailroom, I'll probably open it on video right there. But a lot of times I'll open it and look at it, and it'll get set in a pile, and it won't really move for a while. So what I'm trying to get at is, if you have sent me a package and I have not looked at it in a video, doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the package. It could mean that I received the package under personal circumstances that didn't allow me to make a video on the spot. Nice looking card right there. Sometimes I'm working late into the night up till 5 a.m. and if I have taken a nap, then I don't have the time in the middle of the night to make a video on the spot. Really, really love this. We're going to miss him. I'm going to miss him. Maybe some people won't. I'm going to miss him. So sometimes a package just has to get put to the side. And sometimes I may not even remember exactly where I put it in a pile, and it may sit around for a while. So I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate when I receive cards. I just don't always have the opportunity to make a video. And then sometimes, because of how disorganized I am, all of this stuff that you see when you see my setup has to be packed away at the end of the night. I don't have a place to just keep the setup out where I can just sit down in front of the camera anytime I want. I have to set everything up, and then it all has to get packed away and put away out of the way. Away, 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 away. How many times can I say that? So that's why sometimes it's not really plausible to just sit down and make a video immediately when I receive a package. Like these a lot. I like lines. I like grids in the design of things. Grids like this, lines like that. I probably mentioned that already about some of these cards before. I think we had a pack of these, maybe from Brian Ziebart, that I opened up in a minute rip once, not too long ago. So that was my point. If you have sent me a package and I didn't make a video, it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the package. It just means that I didn't have time right then to make a video. In an upcoming package, this white one here, the actual fact is that I made a video 3 times but stumbled over it so much that I deleted it. And then we're going to still go back and look through what's in that package. Wow, I don't think that I have seen this. What year? Wait, what year is this? Is this a 2020 Bowman? Because there's no rookie card logo. Does this tell me? 2020. I have not seen any 2020 Bowman. Not seen these cards. These are very nice. I like these a lot. Very, very cool. So that's what's going on. If you have sent me a package and I have not made... Wow. I still have more to go through in this pile. Holy smokes. Brian Ziebart. Incredible, the things that you sent me. Very, very... These weren't sleeved, but I went ahead and sleeved them up. Flair Ultra. Very nice looking cards. These are very close to Stadium Club, as far as I'm concerned. Really nice looking cards. So thank you, Brian Ziebart, for this gigantic addition to my collection. I have a lot of figuring out of how to sort things out. One thing I started doing was team bagging things that were received from a certain person and labeling them, but that kind of becomes a hassle if I ever want to look at them again. I have to open the team bag and everything. So I think what I'm not going to worry about labeling individual things that came from certain people. I'm just going to have a separate spot that I make sure I separate my personal collection from all my other cards. I have a lot of A's cards that came from things that I bought, and those are perfectly acceptable. These are some really awesome cards. I don't recognize what year these are from. 112517. Don't know what that means. Wow, Kansas City. Nice. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is, instead of separating out individual sections that were gifts from individual people, I'm just going to have to make sure that I keep the cards that are going into my PC separate from cards that came from other sources, because I'm not going to be trading away or selling any cards that were given to me as a gift. Absolutely not. I just don't do that sort of thing. But all the other cards that came from opening packs and wherever else they came from, those, even if they're A's cards, those are open for trades or gifts to other people for whatever reason. But that's a huge addition to my PC, my A's cards from Brian Ziebart. So thank you so much for those. And thank you guys all for the gifts that you send and the patience in waiting for me to acknowledge them or make a video. And I'm going to go ahead and close this one off. Thank you for that wonderful gift, Brian Ziebart. And the next video is going to be this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.